Good morning everyone. So today we do the topic verbs. We continue the topic verbs only. We did few of the points in the earlier class. We continued just for the continuation. I will just cover up what we did. We did verbs. In verbs we did finite verbs. Finite verbs are the verb which is limited by subject. It agrees with its subject in number and person. Okay. So now when I say I am a doctor. So what is the verb here? Am. I is the subject. I is the subject. The verb am is related to only the subject. Okay. Now when I say they go to the market, here go is the verb and it is related directly to the subject they. Okay. So these are finite verbs, the verbs that are directly related or it agrees with the subject and also changes according to the tense of the sentence, and it forms the main clause. Now coming to the next point. So the next point is non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs. What are non-finite verbs? I have told a non-finite verb is a form of verb that does not change according to the person. Okay, it will not change person to person like finite verbs do. In non-finite verbs we have three parts. First one is infinitive, second is gerund, and third one is participle. Now infinitive. What is infinitive? Now for example, if I say I like to go, so to is the infinitive. We all know what are infinitive? To. The verb which is followed by a to, or after to we follow a verb. The verb followed after to. It can be walk, it can be to sleep, it can be to dance, it can be anything. So those are infinitive. Now gerund. What are gerund? Gerunds are, we all know gerunds are ing form. We all know a gerund is the form of the verb that acts as ing. But gerund, although gerund and participle, and say participle also have ing and gerund and participle both have ing. But this is present participle and this one is past. Present participle, the verb containing ing, and past participle is the verb containing ed. But in gerund, both, like ing is also ing is both in gerund and participle. But gerund is the participle that does the job of an adjective, while the gerund does the job of a noun. Now, for example, in sentences like I like going to gym. Here, like is the verb. Here, I like is the verb. But going this is a gerund. So this is acting as a noun. Here, going is acting as a noun. But not like in a sentence, like she is doing, she is eating. So here is the auxiliary verb, but going, doing is, once the verb is followed after an auxiliary verb, so that will be a participle. But once the verb is followed, like once you are having a gerund and before that you have a verb, that will be a gerund. Here the verb is considered as the noun. Here gerund, the verb having gerunds are considered as nouns. Now the third point of the verbs is auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs. What are auxiliary verbs? These are the helping verbs. हम सब जानते हैं is, am, are, was, were, will, shall. These are the auxiliary verbs. The verb coming before a main verb. The verb coming before the main verb is the auxiliary verb, very commonly known as helping verbs also. Now these are necessary for framing the tenses. While we will go on the topic tenses, I will cover up what are these completely, how are these helpful. But I'll just give you a quick examples like how do we find out auxiliary verbs. Now at the times auxiliary verbs, if the sentence is not having a proper main verb, auxiliary verbs work as a verb also. Okay. So now in these are the helping verbs as I have told. The forms of the verb be, like these are the form of be. These verbs are the form of be. Have and do, when used with ordinary verbs to make tenses, passive forms, questions and negatives, are called auxiliaries or helping verbs. So just quickly note it down, like what are auxiliary verbs. Quickly note down what are auxiliary verbs. List down is am, are, was, were, will, shall, have, has, does, do, did. These are the list of auxiliary verbs that are used commonly. Okay. Now for examples, I'll just quickly orally I'll tell what are the examples you can identify. Now he is going to get me a new dress. अब यहाँ पे when I say a sentence, he is going to get me a new dress. Is this the auxiliary verb here? Is this the auxiliary verb? Going is the participle. Okay. To get is the object of preposition. Like we have done object of prepositions in the earlier classes. So to get is the object of preposition. He is the subject and a new dress is the object. Now this sentence have all the topics we have covered till now. I hope you are clear. Now models. What are models? A model is a verb that combines with another verb to indicate the mood or tense. Like if I say that I can go to NASA. If I say I can go to NASA, is that there is my expectation that I can do that. Okay. If I say that you can go to IIM, so that is my expectation from you. So can is acting as an expectation here. Now when I say that, now when you ask, normally when we ask that may I come in, so what are we doing here? We are expecting to come inside the class, right? To go inside the class. So these are models. Now with the model only, with the usage, verbs act as the expression of the sentences. Verbs act as the expression of sentences. So when I say can, may, must, so these are models. Okay. So just quickly note down what are models. First one is can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would are the 9 core models. But there are some more semi-models also, like to imply the possibilities or obligations or necessity or advice, such as need to, I need to go there. Now when I say you need to do that, so that is the obligation in the sentence, that you need to do that. तुमको करना ही है is the obligation for you. ठीक है. When I say ought to, here what is happening in the models, the verb is followed with the to. Normally in infinitive words, what happens, we use after to, like after to we have a verb, but in models we have the to is the declaration or the to is the obligation to that. You have to do that. When I say I had to go there, I had to. Had is acting as a model here. Had to is the obligation here. Okay? So now, okay. So now coming to the next topic, transitive verbs. अब ट्रांजिटिव वर्ब्स हमने हर दूसरे लेक्चर में पढ़ा है, इसके बारे में मैं हर बार बताती हूँ, आज मैं आप लोगों को इसके बारे में डीप में बताती हूँ। नाउ वर्ब्स कैन बी डिवाइडेड इनटू 2 कैटेगरीज, दोज आर ट्रांजिटिव एंड इनट्रांजिटिव, लाइक ऑब्जेक्ट्स। ट्रांजिटिव वर्ब्स टेक ऑब्जेक्ट्स जिनको डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट होता है, और इन दैट इज इन दीज वर्ब्स कैरी द एक्शन ऑफ अ सब्जेक्ट एंड अप्लाई इट टू एन ऑब्जेक्ट। ठीक है, दीज वर्ब्स कैरी एन एक्शन। जैसे व्हेन आई से लाइक now Aarti danced. Okay, so transitive verbs. A transitive verb is the one that only makes sense if it exerts its action on an object. These verbs always have direct objects, meaning someone or something receives the action of the verb. When I say Aarti danced, Aarti danced. Does this make a complete sentence? No, this doesn't. Like Aarti danced. कहाँ डांस किया, क्यों डांस किया, भैया काहे किया, हमको पता नहीं पता. But when I say Aarti danced, now when I say Aarti danced beautifully on the stage, so this is the complete sentence. Okay, this is the complete sentence. Okay? So danced is a verb. Danced is a verb. Okay, so this is directly associated with the object on the stage, the object stage. This is directly connected with the stage. So this is the transitive verb. This is the transitive verb. But now for example, the monkey jumped off the tree. Jumped is the verb. This is directly associated. This is action by the monkey from the tree. By the monkey from the tree. So this is the complete sentence. Now when I say the monkey jumped, this sounds ठीक है, monkey ने jump किया, this is fine. But complete sentence तो नहीं लगता ना. तो when we say when we have the object, then only the transitive verbs work. Other than that, they won't work. Okay. Now you have in your examples given there, Meher spoke the truth. When I say Meher spoke, does this sound like a complete sentence? No, it doesn't. Right? It doesn't. But when I say Meher spoke the complete truth, or if I say Meher spoke something stupid, so this make a sentence. This have the complete sentence. But the transitive verbs only work when they are associated with the object. So you have to always remember while identifying the transitive verbs that they are associated with the direct object. Okay. Now in the sentence Aarti danced beautifully on the stage. Now you can think कि Aarti danced beautifully भी complete sentence है, but beautifully here is acting as an adjective. Aarti danced beautifully is the complete sentence, no doubts. But जब हम compliments की बात करते हैं तो Aarti danced beautifully is becoming the adjective for the sentence. On the stage is the object of and on is the object of it is object of preposition. On is the preposition here. The stage is object of preposition. Dance is the transitive verb, and Aarti is the subject. I hope now you won't have the problem. Same here in the sentence. Monkey jumped off the tree. Off is object of preposition, and the tree is the object of preposition. Okay. Now coming to the last part of verbs, those are intransitive verbs. So now what are intransitive verbs? It denotes an action that does not pass over the object. एक ऐसा वर्ब जिसको किसी ऑब्जेक्ट के ऊपर पास होने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। भाई ट्रांजिटिव का मतलब है ट्रांजिशन होना, अपने आप में हमको वर्ड समझ में आता है। इंट्रांजिटिव है ना जिसमें कोई ट्रांजिशन नहीं हो रहा, मतलब किसी भी तरीके की ऑब्जेक्ट मूवमेंट नहीं है, किसी भी तरीके का वर्ब का मूवमेंट नहीं है। नाउ व्हेन आई से ही रैन व्हेन आई से द बेबी स्लीप्स 12 आवर्स अ डे, भाई बच्चा दिन में 12 घंटे सोता है। यहाँ पे स्टेट आ गई, भाई वो सोता है। यहाँ पे बात हो रही है द बेबी स्लीप्स 12 आवर्स अ डे। अब यहाँ पे स्लीप्स इज द वर्ब, ठीक है। ये किसी ऑब्जेक्ट पे पास ऑन हो रहा है? नहीं हो रहा। हमको कोई ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ प्रपोजिशन दिख रहा है या कोई मेन ऑब्जेक्ट दिख रहा है? नहीं दिख रहा। बट स्लीप्स is the main verb here. It is not moving on to any object. हमको किसी भी तरीके की मूवमेंट नहीं पता चल रही। ऐसा सेंटेंस जिसमें किसी भी तरीके की वर्किंग ऑन एक्शन नहीं पता चल रही, वर्किंग नहीं समझ में आ रही, तो वो हो जाएगा, वो वर्ब हो जाएगा इंट्रांजिटिव वर्ब। वो वर्ब कहलाएगा इंट्रांजिटिव वर्ब। नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल, now he sighed a deep sigh. Here what did he do? He sighed, मैंने उसने गहरी सांस ली थकने के बाद। या sigh सिर्फ यहाँ पे sigh sigh is working as थकना, ठीक है। sigh यानी गहरी सांस। दोनों का मीनिंग अलग है लेकिन दोनों वर्ड्स एट द एंड सेम है, ठीक है। स्पेलिंग सेम है, मीनिंग अलग अलग है अकॉर्डिंग टू द सेंटेंस। उसने उसने सांस ली एकदम थकान के बाद, बहुत थक गया उसके बाद में उसने सांस ली। तो अब यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि दिस इज वर्किंग एज इंट्रांजिटिव ऑल्सो एंड ट्रांजिटिव ऑल्सो, ठीक है। तो ऐसे वर्ड्स के लिए जहाँ पे वर्ब और जो हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट है वो दोनों अगर सेम होते हैं तो हम इनको इंट्रांजिटिव ही बोलेंगे। जहाँ पे हमारा वर्ब और ऑब्जेक्ट की स्पेलिंग की बात अगर की जाए, दोनों का वर्ड अगर सेम है तो हम उसको इंट्रांजिटिव बोलेंगे, ठीक है। Okay, so now coming to the now I hope before moving on I hope कि आप लोगों के सारे doubts clear हो गए होंगे, और अगर कोई भी doubts है तो you can just put up your queries. Now coming to the next topic is complements. Complements क्या होता है? Adjective. ठीक है। किसी भी सेंटेंस में एडजेक्टिव इज मस्ट, ये हमने इसके पहले भी देखा था, कई बार ये चीज डिस्कस की है कि एडजेक्टिव इज द ज्वेलरी ऑफ द सेंटेंस। ठीक है, हर एक सेंटेंस का एकमात्र आभूषण होता है, वो है एडजेक्टिव। कितना आप ब्यूटीफुली उस सेंटेंस को प्रेजेंट कर सकते हो, आप कितने अच्छे एडजेक्टिव्स उसमें यूज कर सकते हो। ठीक है, अब एडजेक्टिव्स में 3 टाइप्स है, यहाँ पे कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स करके आपको टॉपिक दिया है, तो इसमें 3 टाइप्स है कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स में। फर्स्ट वन इज subject, second one is object, and third one is verb. Okay, subject, object and verb. अब subject क्या है? subject ऐसा वर्ड जो कि हमारे सब्जेक्ट को कॉम्प्लीमेंट कर रहा है। ठीक है, the adjective which is describing our subject. ठीक है, so now for sentence, right, Radha is gorgeous. What is the subject? Radha. Radha is the subject. Gorgeous is the complement for Radha. Gorgeous is the complement for Radha. तो वो हो गया हमारा सब्जेक्टिव कॉम्प्लीमेंट, यानी सब्जेक्ट का कॉम्प्लीमेंट। ठीक है ना। अब ऑब्जेक्ट हमको पता है, सिमिलरली व्हेन वी गो फॉर भाई जो कि ऑब्जेक्ट को मॉडिफाई करता है या ऑब्जेक्ट को रेफर करता है, वो वाला कॉम्प्लीमेंट। तो अब मैंने अगर बोला now when I say I consider Indian television negative, अब यहाँ पे ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है? इंडियन टेलीविजन। यहाँ पे इंडियन टेलीविजन ऑब्जेक्ट है। ठीक है, सेंटेंस में आई सब्जेक्ट है। भाई मैं समझती हूँ कि इंडियन टेलीविजन नेगेटिव है, हमारी जो सीरियल आती है या जो भी शोज आते हैं इंडियन टेलीविजन के, वो खराब है, एक गलत इंपैक्ट आता है, ये हम समझते हैं, मेरा सोच है, ये मेरा परसेप्शन। ठीक है, तो कंसिडर इज दी वर्ब हियर। ठीक है, ये कंसिडरेशन है मेरा। अब नेगेटिव इज द कॉम्प्लीमेंट, नेगेटिव इज द एडजेक्टिव यूज्ड फॉर द इंडियन टेलीविजन, फॉर द इंडियन बॉक्स। ओके, so this is the direct or the verb acting as the complement, you can see here. This is a direct or indirect object of the verb. It may be a noun, pronoun or word, or word group acting as noun. ठीक है, verb complements क्या होंगे? noun, pronoun या वर्ड होगा या वर्ड ग्रुप हो सकते हैं जो नाउन के तौर पे एक्ट कर रहे हैं। नाउ फॉर अ सेंटेंस, Anand gave Anil gave his friends the chocolates. ठीक है, now for example, Anil is the direct object, chocolates is the direct object. चॉकलेट्स, अनिल ने क्या किया? चॉकलेट्स दी, डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट। किसको दी? उसके फ्रेंड्स को। तो ये इनडायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट है और ये डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट है। तो गेव की कॉम्प्लीमेंट क्या क्या है? हिज फ्रेंड्स भी है और डायरेक्ट द चॉकलेट्स भी है, क्योंकि डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट है। ठीक है, तो वर्ब कॉम्प्लीमेंट की जब बात की जाएगी तो इनडायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट और डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट दोनों भी आएगा। ओके, okay, so this was our topic verbs and complements covered today. In the next lecture we'll study about types of sentences, and whatever queries you have, please put forward so that I can resolve your queries. See you all.